Hey guys, in the fast lane here. In this video, I'm going to show you what to troubleshoot on this EJ 96 Honda Civic Coupe. Basically, it has a high pressures on the gauges. On your low side, it's low. On the high side, it's like 300 and something. Well, he brought it to the shop, and they immediately said, "Oh, your pressure is too high," and they started pulling some of the Freon out of the system. Well, it dropped the low side down to about under 15, and when that happens, the compressor just starts kicking on, kicking off, kicking on, kicking off. So the first thing you want to do is check your condenser fan relay. So if you come over here, and pretty much we got a 20 amp cooling. This one is fused, so you got the 20 amp cooling fan and then condenser. This is the condenser. This is what we're going to be working on right here. So when we open this up, you got the 20 right there. That's for the radiator, and then right here, this 20 is for the condenser fan. Make sure that's not blown. And then if you come here on the side, the condenser fan relay, which is right here, just put this thing down. This is the condenser fan relay. Make sure that's good. And if you have a radiator fan, it'll be under cooling fan, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's your cooling fan. So check those first. That's the cheapest part to replace. So always go cheapest to more expensive. Okay, so we got this 10 right here, and now that bracket, you got more room to get that out. And now we'll take these two 10s out right here. And then just lift up, and make sure you take these rubber grommets off, because we're going to be using them for the other one. I don't think the other one comes with it. Okay, we have 4 10mm bolts. We have one here and one on the other side of the fan at the top, and then there's 2 more. If you look way down there, all the way down, it's right there, way down there. That's another 10, and they're on either side. So those are the tricky ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these off. You're probably gonna have to use a little ratchet wrench to get there, and maybe climb under the car, but this one has a little panel under there. It's gonna be tight, especially the one by the compressor. Next step, we're gonna go and just take these little grommets off right here. Just gonna kind of pull. I'm gonna get some snips and just pull them out. And then on this one, it has a little lip where you got to pull the whole unit up, so you got to kind of get your finger, if I can show you later once I get it up there. Okay, so in order to get this one off, this is the tough one, you got to pull up on this little tab right here. See it? Pull up and pull up with your finger underneath there, and then push down, and it slides off this little bracket right there. We just got this grommet. I'll probably just use this little 10 maybe to pop it off. There we go. And that's it for the wires. Alright, now on this last one, there's a 10. And if I can get the light in there, let me see. There we go. Alright, there's a 10, right? I don't know if the camera will focus. There it is. That 10 right there, you can see it. It's the last 10 above the high side line. You can see the high side line bolt in, and then right up there. So take that one out. Easiest way I found was for the other side. Let's just get a 3/8 ratchet wrench and a 10 long. Alright guys, so you're gonna have to get under here like this, and then if you can look and see where my arm is to get that last one, put the wrench on it, and if you can hear, I'm backing that last one off. This is probably the only way. It's really difficult to get to. And if you have a lot of this plastic under here, which this actually has, this is stock, so if I'm doing it, you can do it just the way yours is. So I'm almost done with this. Just about got it off. Really tight spot, like wrist bending spot. So just do it like this. Okay, for this, I'm gonna go ahead and service it. I'm gonna pull all of the refrigerant out, take the high side line off, put it back on, and recharge it. Not going to be showing the process of this. I've already done it before. It's just time consuming. So take it, if you have to, take it to a service center, have them evacuate all of the refrigerant out, because you don't want to be venting it out into the atmosphere. Next step, go ahead and take this out once it's been evacuated, the 10mm. Just lift it up, Shouldn't be any pressure or very little. Okay, we got nothing in there. Now we can set this line over here, push this forward, and move some tools out of the way. And this should come straight up. Just gotta watch for the oxygen sensor. There we go. Now we got one more plugged in right here. Basically you just push down right here, pull out, leave that up there, and that's it. Before we install this, we gotta take these rubber grommets off the bottom. It's 2 10s. So you're just gonna zip these 2 10s right off right here. 1 and 2. And then we're going to put them on the bottom here. So just kind of lay them side by side. And just screw them in, start them. Because these have to go down in a hole, and it supports condenser fan from rattling around. So just get them hand tight. That's good. Alright guys, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come down here, because this condenser right here is just kind of free hanging, and it's going to be very difficult to line that fan up. So we're going to come down here, and you can see that 10mm right on that high side line. We're going to take that one out, disconnect it. If you want, go ahead and change out the O-ring on it also. And we're going to put the fan on externally out of the vehicle to the condenser. Then we'll drop both condenser and fan in here. And then we're going to have to go underneath the vehicle. You can see there's kind of a gap. You can see the road right here. If you look, that's the road. We're going to stick our arm up there, and we're going to tighten up the 10mm. Got that 10 loose. There it comes, the bolt. And now just gently pull it straight off. Just like that, you can see. Pull it right off, kind of bend it back just a little. And now we're going to lift. We're going to lift the whole unit gently out of here like this. Set it down on the ground, and you're just going to take your fan. We know this is the top right here, so we'll take this and we're going to just slide them under. This bottom one goes under, and then the top one goes under also. Same thing with the other side. So this is why it's pretty difficult to do in the vehicle, because you can't see the bolt holes. See this right here? You could be doing, if you look at this bolt hole right here, it's a half moon, and you wouldn't be able to really see that if it was in the vehicle. So you can line it up perfect like that. This one's perfect. This one needs to come over a little bit, and then see, when you move that one, you're back over here square one with a half moon. So get them lined up, put the 10s in, hand tighten them, and we're going to drop it back in the vehicle. Next, we're going to go ahead and take this heat shield off, the exhaust manifold, because we got to get to this 22mm oxygen sensor. You can take a crescent wrench, that's what I'm going to use. Now these sometimes break off, so be warned that they get so rusted out that they don't want to come completely out and you leave the stud in there. Alright, these ones actually came out pretty good. Alright, we got those two out. Now you can lift up and you can just turn the shield a little bit. We're going to pull this little stopper right here, and if you come over here, you're just going to unplug it. Same kind of deal with the fan wire. You're going to push up, slide it off that, push down on this little lever, slide it off that stud right there, and then disconnect it. And now lift up and set this aside. Well, if you guys are looking, you're wondering why you got an exhaust leak. If you look right here, his header, his exhaust manifold, cast manifold, split right down the middle. So that needs to be re-welded up later or replaced. So if you hear a loud exhaust, check that out. Take off your heat shield. Alright, so next, we obviously couldn't get in there. You saw earlier that covered it. So we're just going to get a 22 or a crescent wrench on there and take it off. Okay, I went ahead and broke it loose. with the crescent wrench, still a little rusted up. You're gonna have to come underneath like this to get to it. It's just a hard angle. So there's a little loose. Go ahead and take this completely out, set it down, try not to damage it, and then we'll slide in the condenser and fan all in one. I suggest putting a little bit of anti-seize on the threads right here, and then put it back in so it'll be easier to come out next time if you have to. Next step, we're just gonna put this down. Remember, put the feet that we just installed earlier straight down. Push the lines forward. Make sure all your wires are out of the way. It's a really tight fit, but it can be done. There we go. And watch that low side line at the bottom. You don't want to mess that up. There we go. Once you get it all the way down, you just got to line up the holes, the feet holes into the chassis. Get those in. And there we go. Once you get them in, you'll be able to pull it back. So that's pretty much it. It's in there right now. Now the guy before us, he took a piece of rubber and jammed it in there. You can do that if you want. Maybe super glue it to the shroud, just like that. It'll keep anything from getting in there, and it'll allow it to pull air better, because factory has just this foamy piece that goes over, but that always deteriorates after time. So now what we have to do is we have to go underneath there and hook up that high side line to the bottom. Hook this line back up, put our grommets on, pull a vacuum, and recharge it. You're gonna need to do that through a AC service company. High side line hooked up. It's fairly easy actually. You can see under there if you shine good enough light under there. Now we're gonna take the other high side part. The other one was connecting to the dryer. Just put that on there like that. Take the bolt, hand tighten it. You can turn it just a little bit if you want, wherever you like it. I like to pull it back a little bit because you still got to get that bracket on there. Just get it hand tight. Basically all it does is lock it in from coming up. It's not actually torquing it down. Now we're going to take our two grommets that we had earlier. Small side goes up top. Slide them over the newer one. Take the bracket, go underneath the high side line, connect it just like that, and pull it forward just a little bit. Make sure you're in those holes. There we go. And then we're going to put our 210s back in there. And that's it. That fan's in there. It's not going nowhere. Next, grab your plug and go ahead and plug it in. If you look at the little prong right here, that goes on top. Get it started, push it in, and then there's a little grommet right here. This little grommet right here, this guy, there's a little hole on the side right here. Just like this. Pop it in there like that, and you're all set. Take it to your service center, AC service center, have them charge up the system. I'm just going to put the heat shroud back in, oxygen sensor, plug it in, put the little grommet right back in here for the line, and that's it.